Hello! In this video, we're going to go over the front left corner building of Eclipse Town. So really, from Hunter Spawn, if we basically head in this left direction, this is the building we're going to go over, right? The front left corner building. We're basically going to go over all the contents inside of it. Now, if you recall, this is the building that has this underground area. So if you just want to memorize this again, right? We have one flower pot, one TNT, and then 3 TNTs. So basically just memorize that. And this leads to the downstairs, right? So this is our downstairs area of the building. Right, for the first part, we have basically pairs of blocks, right? We have 2 flower pots, 2 bookshelves, and 2 flower pots. We also have 2 anvils right here. So basically, I just like to think of the number 2. So if you ever see 3 flower pots, for instance, like this, it's fake. You see 3 bookshelves, like this, then that would be fake. It's basically stuff like that. And I don't know if it's possible for a flower pot to get there, right? Theoretically, you could jump from the stairs on top of that, but I don't know how easy it is to get up there. You could probably do it, but right? Typically, you're never going to find a hider up there, so don't worry about that. As for these bookshelves, right, as you can see, this is probably the spot to expect. Right, and it turns out when you go up these stairs, you're going to see that same exact structure with the furnaces. It's just flipped around. So again, the spot you should expect is to see a furnace right here. That's basically it. Right? Now, leaning against here, notice how basically we have cauldrons. Right? If you see a cauldron in this hole right here, then this would be fake. Right? Over here we have 2 flower pots. Right? And as for the bookshelves, the spot that you should expect is if you see a square bookshelf right here. That's basically it. Right? Going up here, we get to the 3rd layer. Right? Now, really, it is just like the previous building. It's all about holes and slots. Right? It turns out that there is a hole right here that you can see a bookshelf hide. Right? Now, bookshelves or flower pots. Right? It's definitely common to find flower pots too, so I would definitely just sort of memorize these holes. So like a hole right here you should memorize, right? Turns out that there's more holes over here with the melons, right? There's a hole right here that a melon could go, right? A hole right here that a melon could go, right? And then heading to the other side, well, there's nothing over here for holes and slots, right? I like doing that. All right, that's basically it. And before we talk about the upstairs, I just want to go over the rest of the stuff in the 3rd layer, right? So we talked about that hole in the bookshelf stack, right? But also with these anvils, so if you see like an anvil in this slot right here, it's like a really long line of anvils, right? This would be a fake anvil. It makes it really easy. It's just there's too many anvils in a row. That's how you know it's fake, right? Now you might even see flower pots behind these stairs right here, like right here, or on the other side right here. So you should just memorize that. Right? Yeah, we talked about the holes over here, so we're all good here. But on the other side, this is actually basically it's similar to that TNT stack that's underneath this building. Notice, like, literally underneath the building we have a TNT stack, which is really similar to this, right? In fact, if there's a melon right here, then it's identical to the TNT stack. It's like literally directly below this building, like outside of the building. So like basically a melon right here, it makes the stack symmetrical, and that's how you know it's a fake melon. If I pinpoint the TNT stack, I'm talking about, can I identify it? I mean, I could, you know what, I'm gonna jump to it, right? It's identical to this TNT stack if there's a melon there. But I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to waste too much time. But I think we'll be perfectly fine, right? We'll be fine. I like saying that. That was good. Okay, that's basically it. I mean, the other thing is, if you see a flower pot on top of this ledge, right? I call that a ledge. So if you see a flower pot there, it's fake. That's basically it. Now, if we go up to this upstairs area, there's a lot more going on. So that's why I didn't want to go upstairs to it really quickly. Right? Right? As for like these top areas, right? Many times you'll find hiders hide on top of it, like you see 2 flower pots in a row, or just simply a flower pot on top of this TNT stack, or this TNT, then that would be fake. Many times you're actually going to see that. We also many times see a flower pot go right here. So you just sort of have to memorize that, right? So those spots are actually pretty common. So I would just know those ones, right? And we'll start with the TNT stack, right? Notice there's a hole in this TNT stack, right? So you should memorize that, right? There's also a hole in this TNT stack, like there's literally another hole right here. As for some other spots, right? I guess if you see a TNT on the left side like this, it's fake. And if you ever see 4 TNTs that are on the bottom, like for instance a TNT in this slot right here, right? A TNT in this slot would also be fake, right? As for the note blocks, right? Basically, there's a hole right here that a note block could go. There's a hole right here that a note block could go, and there's a hole right here that a note block could go. I like to think of the number 3 bottom here. They're like, you know, so there's like a group of 3 note blocks, a group of 3 note blocks, and a group of 3 note blocks. I like to think of it that way, right? I guess another thing is if you see like 4 note blocks right here, right? Right? And also we have a total of 2 flower pots here. So really, that's basically it for the note block stack. So just sort of think of it that way, right? Those are the things that I pick up from it. So we also do have some bookshelves and anvils here, but I won't really worry about those too much. I think the last thing we really have to mention is the fact that we have this other ledge right here, right? There should only be 1 flower pot here, but many times you'll actually find 2 flower pots, for instance, right here, right? That would be fake. That's basically it for this video, right? We pretty much talked about everything we needed to talk about for the front left building. So this is basically it, right? That's pretty much it.